लेकिन रेज्यूमे सेलेक्ट नहीं हो रहा या फिर इंग्लिश में इंटरव्यू देना थोड़ा चैलेंजिंग लग रहा है, तो फिक्र मत कीजिए, यहां हम हैं आपके साथ, आपको सपोर्ट करने के लिए। अपना कम्युनिटी में आपको मिलेगी बेहतरीन कम्युनिटीज जहां आप अपने प्रोफेशनल स्किल्स को सुधार सकते हैं। चाहे आप एक्सेल, टैली, जीएसटी में माहिर बनना चाहें या फिर आप खुद एक ब्यूटिशियन या डिजाइनर हैं, तो यहां आप अपने काम को शोकेस करके दूसरों को टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स देते हुए आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। अपना कम्युनिटी में आपको मिलेगा मेंटर्स का एक खजाना और बड़े इन्फ्लुएंसर्स का साथ जो आपको हर कदम पर 1 to 1 गाइड करेंगे। यहां आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं अपने फील्ड या इंडस्ट्री स्पेसिफिक ग्रुप्स, जहां आपको ऐसे कई लोग मिलेंगे जिनसे सीख के आप वो गलती ना करें जो वो कर चुके हैं। ऐसे लोगों की जिन्होंने स्टार्ट किया था एज एग्जीक्यूटिव्स एंड आर नाउ सक्सेसफुल मैनेजर्स इन देयर डोमेन्स, जो आपको आगे बढ़ाने में मदद करेगा। यहां आपको मिलेगा वो सही डायरेक्शन जो आपकी करियर को नेक्स्ट लेवल ले जाएगा। तो लेट्स अनलॉक योर पोटेंशियल टुगेदर। अपना कम्युनिटी में ज्वाइन करें और अपने सपनों की ऊंचाइयों तक पहुंचने का सफर शुरू करें।
Hey, hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. Very, very welcome and good evening to today's session. I'm sure there are few people who have been coming here for the second, third session maybe. So we'd love to hear from them. But for people who are coming in for the first time, let me give a quick introduction of what we are doing here and what this session is for. This session is a part of Apna's community exclusives. These are a series of sessions that we are doing, webinars that we are doing, which helps in your professional and career growth. ये सेशंस हम करते हैं ताकि आप अपने प्रोफेशनल एंड करियर में ग्रो कर सके। थोड़े थोड़े चीजें हम सिखाने की कोशिश करते हैं। जैसे आज का जो सेशन है, today's session that we have is on spoken English, primarily focused on spoken English that you can utilize in your workplace. We will keep doing sessions like these, and people who are coming in for the very first time, you can join future sessions as well. But people who are already here after attending more sessions, we'd love to hear from you as well in the chat. So please let us know. Without any further delay, I think, Krishna, I'll have the mic pass on to you so that you can, tell people about yourself, tell them about the session today. Yeah. You're on mute, Krishna.
I'm muted again today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
So Dipanjan, hi everybody, welcome to Apna Exclusive. This is a spoken English class. We will be talking about how to, make small talk at workplace. So since Dipanjan is here, we'll catch hold of Dipanjan and make him do small talk. Okay.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, overcoming a bit of a cough. What we will do is, is everybody here? What we are going to do is we're going to showcase a little bit of a small talk that will be like a role play between Dipanjan and me, and all of you are going to observe. We have a couple of rules. One is please use chat to communicate if you have comments, ideas, thoughts, questions, etc. Dipanjan, do we have a separate Q&A section in this, or are we just going to put it up in chat?
Yeah, I mean, we can do it either way. Like we can keep at least 10-15 minutes towards the end if someone has any doubts, but otherwise we can have an interactive session throughout.
Okay, so if you have any questions, please put it up on chat. And if you can answer, if it comes in the flow of next 15 minutes, we will take it up during the session. Otherwise, we will answer your questions in the last segment, which is going to be the Q&A segment of that. If you want to speak, and I would encourage you to do that in the session. So even if your English is not very good, you speak broken English and not very good English, it is a good platform for you to really practice your speaking skills. Sometimes it just takes that one time to break your immigration, and then after that you feel a little bit more confident about putting yourself out there. So I would encourage you to do that. There is no judgment, there is no right and wrong answers, etc. Okay, we're just here to come together and participate, and that is enough. Okay. So does everybody understand what I said?
Yeah, is everyone comfortable with English here? Anyone who has any issues? Because since this is an spoken English class, we would have the session in English. If there's anyone who has any issues, I mean, even if your English is not that great, that's fine, but you should at least be able to understand. Is that okay with everyone? You can let us know in the chat. Also, do let us know if you're coming in for this session for the first time or if you have come to similar sessions like these earlier. So do let us know in the chat. We'd love to hear from you.
All right. So one of the best ways to practice English is to this exercise called role plays. Does anyone know what role plays are? Let me open the chat box. Myself, Rajesh. Okay, Rajesh. Nice to meet you. Does anybody know what role plays are? Has anybody tried it before? I talk a lot to the community, okay, and I expect like you respond to me. It's a good idea. So if you are shy to speak, hi Ashwini, how are you? So if you're shy and you don't feel comfortable talking on the screen, you can type in your answers. Okay, we're looking at them as well. I would encourage you to put your hand up and speak also. Okay. We will share the PPT at the end. The PPT is not important. What is important is that you pay attention in class and respond. That is what is going to build you. With PPT, there are a lot of information. If you want to learn swimming, then you need to get into the water and swim. That way, if you want to learn how to talk, you just need to talk. And we are going to have things over here. So your attention needs to be in the class. If you need the PPT, we will share it in the end. There is no value in it, to be honest. My PPTs don't give out any information that much. All right, so moving on. Dipanjan, what we will do is we will do a role play. Okay. So role play is where you take on a role. So you assume a role. It's usually not real. So for example, Dipanjan may assume a role of an HR in Infosys and or say Google, and I may assume a role of somebody in who's applying for a job in Google, right? And then we have this conversation. So he's going to pretend that he's the HR, and I'm going to pretend that I'm the candidate, and then we're going to simulate a conversation, assuming that that's real. Now, what this does is that this helps us know ourselves better. So instead of landing up in a real situation and then fumbling, this is a really good way to measure ourselves, see the way we're coming across and what we want to say is how we want to come across and what we want to say. And then you get a real-time feedback. Okay. But this needs to be taken very seriously and you need to, embody that role. Right? So Dipanjan, shall we work together in the same company for the next 5 minutes?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So which company would you want to stay in Apna or
Yeah, let's stick to Apna itself.
Apna? Oh my
Yeah.
God. You don't have a dream company that you want to leave Apna and apply to?
I mean, I haven't really thought of it. It would be difficult to come up with something right now. So.
Or is it like you settle here for life? You're going to like grow up the ranks and become the CEO?
I've just spent like a year, so can't say anything at this moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Public forum and all that, we can't talk all that. Is that it?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So what have you done before this, Dipanjan? Like,
Yeah, I was in like business development sales. I did
okay.
I used to work for a marketing agency for 2 years. Then I moved to Apna.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And how is this being different from that?
Yeah, I mean it's a different role. I've more or less worked on strategic initiatives, done one-on-one, like 0 to 1 projects, taken care of operations, did a little bit of sales as well, did a little bit of operations. So yeah, it's a like a dynamic role of sorts. So I get to try out a little bit of everything. So that's something I like.
Oh, you like that? Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a direction you have in the career that you want to grow into?
I mean, yeah, I mean, there are multiple things. Obviously, I have a soft corner for sales and business development. I also have a soft corner for, strategic initiatives and, planning out strategies to grow businesses.
Oh, lovely.
But yeah, I mean, I'm still in an early stage to hard line on what I want to do. I think I'm a little bit confused there myself. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Very inspiring to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is an example of a small talk, right? It's just like getting to know Dipanjan um, about his work, like what he's done in the past, where he wants to go. I'm just a colleague. He's not going to get anything out of telling me all of this.
Yep.
It's not like he'll end up with a promotion tomorrow. Just getting to know his work profile. So one of the topics that we can talk about in small talk, especially at workplace, is your work. Like what have you done? What are you doing? Where are you from? What kind of experience do you have? Or what kind of projects did you do? Not like an interview. I hope it didn't feel like an interview, Department.
No, it didn't. Yeah.
Not at all, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was actually hoping that you'd ask me questions back, but
Oh,
I
so
don't.
yeah, sure.
Never mind. I don't mind being the person like doing someone else. No worries. All right. Okay. Maybe we can try another one later on.
Sure.
Or do it the other way. Okay. So this is an example of a small talk where you start a conversation somewhere and you take it somewhere else. And why is this? So why are we calling this small talk in the first place? What is small talk and why is it important? Anyone?
Anyone can try it out. You can just unmute yourself, raise your hand, and we can have a
Yeah,
conversation.
everybody feels like this is nice to see. Rajesh is saying I'm a yoga expert. Mukesh is saying I'm a teacher. Please do type in your introduction. It's always good to meet you. So if we didn't formally ask this time, but we love to hear from you about where you are and what you're doing. Yeah. So what is small talk? Anyone?
Anyone who wants to try? कोई कोशिश करना चाहेगा?
No virtual hand up. Somebody had put up their hand earlier, no? Yeah,
Yeah,
Paul V is
Paul.
there. Oh, hi, Paul V. How are you?
Hello, ma'am.
How are you? How was your week?
Yeah, ma'am, I'm good. And what about you?
I'm okay. Thank you for asking. How was your week, Paul V?
Yeah, ma'am, very good.
Very good. Okay.
Fine.
It's good to know that.
Uh,
So tell me what is small talk?
Ma'am, I think if we small talk in our group, then it will be better to communicate.
Okay. All right. So what includes the small talk and what is not small talk?
Increase our vocabulary and speaking
Okay.
level.
Okay. All right. That's what you think. All right. Yeah. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Prerna, would you want to share that on talk? Could you elaborate on what you said? It's casual and light conversation. What do you mean by that? Thank you, Palmi.
Hello, ma'am.
Who's this?
This is Mukesh Kumar.
Mukesh. Yeah, Mukesh. What is small talk?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you to giving me opportunity to share my experience on small talk.
Our pleasure.
So, as previously, ma'am said that by being on a small talk, we can improve our vocabulary and something IT information that it will improve our day-to-day life knowledge and in this community we will learn a lot of things and share our what happened in our mind, what is their expressions and something else, and being in group improve our day-to-day lifestyle.
Okay. Thank you. So let's try and stay relevant to the question. Okay. So my
Okay, ma'am.
question was, what is small talk?
Hello, ma'am.
Who's this?
Hello.
Yeah, tell me who's this?
This is Animesh, right? Okay, I
Hello,
think.
sir.
Yeah, so
Sir,
I would
small.
request that if you want to talk, instead of just like jumping in, please raise your virtual hand and then Dipanjan will call out your
Yep.
name. Because the conversation, it's like really rude to interrupt. So Mukesh is gathering his thoughts and suddenly we are interrupting him. That's not good.
Okay.
You should not do that to someone. Yeah, Mukesh, you get the idea?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you want to answer again or should we move on to the next person? Sorry,
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, your question.
I can't hear you.
Sorry, ma'am, your question.
My question is, what is small talk?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Who's this?
So, ma'am, small talk is basically, in a nutshell, we can know or get something idea,
Okay.
which is in not in larger way, but in a small way, mm, by having our valuable time, because there is lot of people in our community, and
Okay.
if we will pay little bit knowledge to everyone, the knowledge become wider spread, and from here, while returning, we come with a small knowledge or something, and when we'll get back from this community or this video call or chat, something that we'll get lot of knowledge. So this is my idea that a small things make a wider spread knowledge. A
Okay.
small quantitative changes become a qualitative changes.
I see. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing, Mukesh. Who was talking? Dipanjan?
Sorry, ma'am.
It was Animesh, I think. Yeah, Animesh.
Yeah, really good share
Hello.
thoughts. Who's this?
Yeah, I'm Savit, ma'am.
Savit.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
Mukesh.
Hi,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah, Savit, go ahead.
Hi, ma'am. I'm Savit. I'm from Chandigarh.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, ma'am. Actually, recently I saw your message on the job, na,
Uh-huh.
and I get a email ID and password, so I log in through this. Yeah, that's it.
So what is small talk according to you?
Sorry, ma'am.
What is small talk according to you?
Sorry, your voice is not audible.
Dipanjan, can't be
Yeah.
heard?
Yeah, I can hear you. Savit, the question is, what is small talk according to you?
Okay, actually, if there is no right formation of the sentences, might be it's a actually I'm not very much fluency. I have no fluency in English. So
You know what? I'm very proud of you because it takes a lot of courage to say, I don't know the answer, and that's perfectly fine. Like, it's perfectly okay to say, look, I don't know what small talk means. Can you please explain? Okay. That's a
your
very,
voice is gone, ma'am. Your voice is breaking.
maybe some internet connection issue on your side. Dipanjan, maybe I'll speak and then you can, translate that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the one skill that's very important to learn in English is the ability to say that you don't understand or you don't know something so that you can gather more information. Okay. It does not make us look, I'm going to use the strong word, stupid. It just means that you don't understand and you seek clarity. Okay. Dipanjan, can you speak again?
Yeah. So I think it's audible now. Is there anyone else who's facing issues with the audio? We can hear it clearly.
Okay.
So, sir, I am very clear.
All right. So then,
I'm clear.
whoever is facing issues, then we'll have a recorded video on later on. You can go back to
Loud
the
and clear.
video
There is no
and
issue.
Yeah. Okay.
okay.
No,
So
ma'am,
you
no
guys
issue. I
can
am very clear.
Perfect.
go.
Yeah.
Whoever cannot hear, then you can go back to the recording of the video and watch it. Sorry, Neha, but you guys will have to watch the video later. Okay. So yeah, so small talk is so yeah, so that's a very important skill that I tell all my students to learn, is to say that you don't understand and be really open about the fact that you don't get it, and you can just ask, okay, please tell me what that means. I don't understand. Okay. So Prerna, are you around? Or can you come on audio? You can type out your answer, Sayed. Let's read it. I'll call out your name for the next question that you have. Okay, you cannot. All right. Okay, so Prerna actually said that this is a small talk is just light conversation where controversial topics are avoided. Right? That's what small talk is all about. So the first question is, what are controversial topics and what are things that we do not talk about in small talk? And what can we talk about in small talk? So can we think of a few topics that we can, broach in small talk? Sayed, so what are the topics? Can you come online, audio, Sayed?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. First of all, thank you for you giving me this is opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Prem Kumar Tiwari. I am I, I am from Patna, Bihar.
Okay, thank you, Prem. For us giving you this opportunity to introduce yourself, you have to answer a question. Can you do that? Prem,
Yes, ma'am.
will you make the payment for the spotlight that you got?
No, everybody knows question. I'm
No, my question is, what are the topics that you can bring up in a small talk? Can you name a few? Everyone else, please type on chat.
1 minute, please, ma'am.
Okay, you're gonna Google it?
Yeah, so I think everyone can do that. This is something that we do here. So don't hesitate in Googling answers. Yeah, and checking it out online.
Who else wants to try? Sayed, you were speaking, somebody else stepped in.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, hi.
How are you, ma'am?
Sorry,
How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yes, ma'am. What's your question, ma'am?
My question is, in small talk, what are
Yeah.
the kind of topics can we pick up?
Mm,
Or what are the things can we talk about?
s- Can talk about hobbies or some
Hobbies,
movies or
movies, okay.
some, about some current events,
Current events, okay.
and there are many more.
Yeah, list as many as you can. Go ahead. This is the time that you fire away. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
So yes,
What did
please
what did you
list them. Please
what did you
list.
say?
Please list the topics.
Acha,
Do
acha.
it quickly.
Movies,
Okay, movies, right? Then
uh, current events,
current events, okay? Okay,
and we can about weather,
weather, yeah, we talk about that a lot these days. Yeah, okay. Then
also sports,
sports, okay.
weekend plans also.
Weekend plans, okay.
Okay, ma'am, I'm done.
That's it.
May I, ma'am?
Who's this?
Yeah. May
Thank
I?
you so much,
Mukesh,
Sayed, for your contribution.
Welcome, ma'am.
may I, ma'am?
Yeah, who's this?
This is Mukesh Kumar.
Sorry,
Sir, Mukesh Kumar.
Mukesh. You're back online again.
Yeah. So
Yeah, go
can
ahead.
I answer?
What are the topics can we talk about in small talk?
In small talks, we can talk about
Everyone
our
else, please contribute in chat.
Hello.
This question is for everybody in the community. Those of you who want to speak can put up your hand and talk. Use this opportunity to practice your English. Those
Something about
others, if you are understanding the question, typing it out is also practice in English. Okay, so please use this
something
opportunity to practice.
narrow topics, something questions, entertainment,
else?
cooking. Hello. Hello.
Okay, what are the topics we should not talk about in small talk? So if small talk is light and easy conversation, what should we not talk about?
Controversial issue.
Anyone?
The topics which can't be brief.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Okay, we have some messages coming in. We can use small talk to break the ice
Ma'am,
or put them.
actually, I just want to ask
Okay, Sonia,
something.
political issues, political opinion, diet, murder, okay, religious.
Savit, you can ask the question on chat.
Okay, okay, sir.
We'll have a separate
Pardon, your
section for
voice is
Q&A.
not audible.
Okay, sir.
Am I not audible?
What are you saying?
No, I was just saying, Savit, that she can ask a question on chat. We can answer that question in some time.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Hello.
Yeah,
Yeah, nothing. I was just asking Savit to type in a question on chat. We'll pick that up in some while.
or
Yep.
Yeah, okay, sir. Sure.
Yep. Sure. No problem. Yep.
right. So politics and religion is usually a no-no in most conversations, unless you are with very close friends and you vibe well together. Any kind of biggest national issue, like what do you mean, Sarbani? Can you elaborate? So we can talk about it or we cannot talk about it. Is it okay to discuss global warming in small talk or no? No, okay. Gosh, what do you mean by that? Can you explain further, Rashtriya? What kind of topics can make another person uncomfortable?
Ma'am,
Yeah, who's this?
ma'am, follow me.
Follow me. Yeah, what kind of topics can make another person uncomfortable?
Sorry, ma'am. Could you repeat again?
What topics can make another person uncomfortable?
Ma'am.
What's the
Ma'am,
meaning of uncomfortable?
yeah, ma'am, I can understand uncomfortable. Ma'am.
Any examples, anyone, of what kind of questions can make other people uncomfortable? Mehboob asking the life problems, yes.
Ma'am, it can be violence in the home. If we discuss in the house violence in a group, then it will be uncomfortable.
Domestic violence, like the violence that happens at home. So you don't
Yeah,
walk up to a colleague and say you get beat up at home.
right, ma'am.
If you see a dark patch like bruise on them, you don't like make casual conversation and ask them if they're getting beat up.
Ma'am.
Okay. What else?
Hello, ma'am.
Who is this?
Ashwini, ma'am.
Yeah, Shini, tell me.
If sometimes a person with, if we are asking person about their personal life, it will also uncomfortable that person.
Right. What could be questions about their personal life? Can you give some examples?
If if
Can you give me an example of an uncomfortable question that you have faced about your personal life that somebody asked you and it made you uncomfortable?
ma'am, if person will be ask me about my uh, personal issues, which will be I can't talk about that
Right.
that kind of question can ask me.
Right.
So
And any
sometimes-
any gender based specific questions that one needs to be sensitive to?
yes, ma'am.
Any gender specific questions like asking opposite gender certain questions that can make someone uncomfortable? Asking financial help, that's a good one.
Hello.
Who's this?
Yeah, ma'am, this is Asif.
Yeah, hi sir. Yeah,
Uh,
go ahead.
I'm good. How about you, ma'am?
I'm all right, thank you.
So, ma'am, I work as a security guard at a bank branch, and I do not know, when did this session was started, and how does it work?
Okay.
How to connect with the people?
Okay.
Will I get to know gradually, or
You can just answer
somebody
my
is gonna tell me?
you can just answer my question now and we will answer. Dipanjan will take care of the question in the chat for you, but you can answer my question for now.
Okay.
Excuse me. What kind of questions are uncomfortable? Are there any gender specific questions if you ask that could make another person uncomfortable?
Gender specific.
Yeah.
I I cannot say, ma'am, because I will give you my opinion about what happens to me. Why do I feel whenever somebody asks me, give me a brief introduction about you. So I do not know what is my life goal, or why what is my motto is. That is
Okay.
why I feel like uncomfortable
Okay.
right when this sort of question is put before me.
Okay. That makes you uncomfortable. Okay.
Yeah, because I do not know presently by the time that what I want to be.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, this makes me feel uncomfortable.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your honest answer. That's really, thank you for sharing. All right. So income, personal issues, these are some boundaries that we have that we should not ask. Anything else? Politics, religion. We can talk about movie, current events, weekend plans, travel, pets, work.
Yes, ma'am. I wanna I don't watch too much of the Bollywood movies, but recently I watched Animal.
Okay. How was the movie?
So that being a Muslim, that film made me feel a bit uncomfortable, because most of the things are dependent upon the RSS strategies, what they employ
Okay.
for the guys from my religion.
Okay.
Most of the things have been shown, and Ranveer Kapoor felt proud of showing or playing that type of role in that movie. So that also was very I feel like very bad after watching the movie. It was like a kind of a propaganda film, according to my opinion.
So this is an example of not being a small talk. Like what you're talking is not small talk. Okay.
Okay.
This is what gets into an uncomfortable zone because people are sensitive about discussing political opinions and religious, and your opinions are both political in nature and religious in nature. Okay. So this does not fall into the purview of small talk. It's not a neutral conversation. It's a very opinionated, it has very strong emotions attached to it. And we need to be very strongly opinionated. Okay. Small
Okay.
talk would
Okay.
be
But
small talk would be things like, where do you live? You know, what kind of food do you like to eat?
yes,
Uh,
yes, yes.
yeah. What are your
But ma'am,
hobbies? What do you do on weekends? What kind of places do
yes,
you
yes,
like to travel? Right?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay, this is
I do
small talk.
understand. But ma'am, yeah. But ma'am, I don't feel like being that much mature to talk about such type of. I do read a lot, but still, my mentality does not allow me to or speak on such type of serious topic because uh, I feel like immature.
A
But
small talk is not serious at all. It's very casual, which means that you're
okay,
not
okay.
very
But
emotionally engaged in that, and
mhm.
it's a nice way of getting to know new people without stepping on their shoes.
Yes.
What does it
So,
mean?
ma'am,
Yes.
yeah, ma'am, is there what is the purpose of this sort of like grouping of people using this Apna application? So, is there like a specific reason so that they are making a kind of community and
Yeah.
calling the people to join
Because
the group?
Yeah, Asif,
maybe
I've sent you a message. You can check that out. It's mainly to help people improve their skill sets. So if you're interested in this, you can join future sessions also. I've given you a little bit of idea on what the session is about.
Okay, will that be a kind of like a
No,
paid
these are
tutorial or whatever?
no, these are not paid sessions.
Okay, okay.
let's take up more. If you have any more questions, Asif, we can take that up in the Q&A section.
Yeah. Yeah.
Given another 20 minutes or so after that. Yeah. All right. So we have a good idea of what small talk is and what it is not. Okay. And let's move forward from there. So anybody would like to do a role play? So what did you learn about the small talk that me and Dipanjan did earlier? Anyone? That was work related though. It went into a small talk which is work related. Any volunteers? Anybody would like to try small talk?
Yeah, I mean, you can just raise your hand and participate. There's no need to hesitate. It'll just be like a mock practice. Anyone who wants to practice doing a mock, small talk session, like have a practice between two people? Anyone want to volunteer for that?
Before we jump into that, I'm just wondering what is the difference between small talk informally with like somebody like a friend versus at work? What is the difference? And why is it required for you to do small talk? Do you need to do small talk? Anyone? All right. So small talk is really a polite way of getting to know your colleagues because you're working along with them. It's always nice to get some information about who they are and also share about yourself. These light-hearted conversations build connections, and this can actually help you to talk to other people. Now, there's a difference between small talk and gossip. Okay, a lot of times people think that making small talk is also getting into gossip, right? Or it is about getting into, like, it is a time waster because who has the time to talk about unnecessary things like weather and whether you like the sport or not and things like that. But the things in workplace, building bridges which is connecting to people, is one of the biggest assets both for your career and for the workplace. So when you engage in small talk and you're getting to know people on a very neutral ground in a casual way, you might actually find colleagues, co-workers that you can have a pleasant time to work with. You know, telling somebody good morning, asking them whether they're doing well, do they like their coffee or not, what are their weekend plans. It shows that you're interested in, you're interested and you want to know things about them. And that makes people interested to know things about you. And that builds bridges to connect and, talk. So next time, if you need some work done with that person, you already know that person, there's familiarity. Okay. And if there is familiarity, that means you can have a conversation with them and approach them in a much, much more easier way. Right. So it helps. You could also get to know, like if you're talking, for example, now I spoke to Dipanjan and he shared with me about his work, right? And he spoke about what what he's done, where he's at, what interests him, and the fact that he's not yet decided which direction he wants to take, but he's really going with the flow and doing whatever comes his way, and he's, fully engaged and occupied with that right now. That gives me information about him. Now, when this will come useful, so suppose I move out from Apna and I go to another company, and say Dipanjan at that time decides he wants to move out of Apna and there is a position open in the other company for strategy. I would be like, hey, I know this person and he's done like a really good job at Apna with strategy, and he's great with marketing and sales. Maybe you might want to consider him. So that just opened up an opportunity and we didn't even know about it. And maybe Dipanjan applies to that company and he's like, wow, this is like really the next step of the evolution that I really wanted. He could say no, also he could say I'm really happy in Apna and they challenging me enough and I'm like, that you could go that way as well. So one never knows, right? And gossip, how small talk different from gossip is malicious. It's really looking at spreading information. It's about bringing up personal information about somebody which they wouldn't be comfortable with. So if we say things like, hey, let's say Asif, right? Asif likes sports and he enjoys cricket. That's not gossip. But if we say, I have seen him, he forever works late in the office. I don't know, like creating a doubt and suspicion. And I don't know what he's doing standing there in there at that particular time. And then what is he going through and what is he observing? We saw that maybe, and then we start making up stories and rumors and things like that. That's not good, okay, at all. That's gossiping, and gossiping is not fine. Getting into somebody else's personal life, who are they seeing, what are they doing, um, how do they manage their personal situations? Not good. Okay. These are not up for conversations with colleagues. Having said that, knowing whether somebody is married or not, whether they have kids or not, directly one-on-one with that person, like talking about family, like whether do you stay with your family or not? Whom do you stay with? Like these are normal questions most people ask, and it's usually a good idea to leave it at that as far as workplace is concerned. Right? So we do get into the personal space of a person a little bit, like knowing about their family, where they stay, who they're connected to, what kind of weekend plans they have, what do they want to do, what are their interests and hobbies are. This is good to get to know. But if somebody says, like rescuing pets, and you say, why rescuing pets? Like, that's such a waste of time. That's not small talk. That's like giving an opinion about somebody else's, right? So small talk is really just accepting whatever the person has to say, keeping it very casual and light, and it doesn't clash with opinions, and it's really about neutral topics that nobody really, feels concerned and agitated about. Usually, it has very less emotional involvement. A small talk is a good starting point to take conversations deeper. Okay, so say you're talking to somebody casually and you discover that you have a passion for sports and you share that with that particular person. And then you go deeper with the conversation. You start discussing cricket, and then you talk about, batting and bowling, and then you talk about, how that bowler like was really bad the other day when they do it, and the other person's like, yeah, that was horrible, and blah 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 blah. And then you made a friend out of that, and the next thing you're doing is making weekend plans to go watch cricket together on the stand. So that's one way that it could lead to. Another way that it could lead to is Dipanjan getting an opportunity in another company, for example, when you get to know about work and what you do. So this conversation, small talk doesn't have goals. So it's not a goal-oriented conversation. It's just something that you're talking. Okay? Sometimes it is where it is, and that's all, it stops there. But sometimes it will lead to something else. One never knows. So there is no harm in connecting with our coworkers. In fact, it's extremely beneficial to have casual conversations with coworkers, assuming that you're not, spending too much time on it and away from your workspace and things like that. But they bump into your coworker at coffee or cafeteria. There's no harm in going 30 seconds and talking about this and that with them and things like that. And if you want to get to know somebody better, then small talk is a good way to actually lead the way to, see if the conversation can flow. And if there is a way for a person to get along at workplace, it's always good to keep it professional, right? It's about work. It's about generally getting to know a person. Personal questions usually make people uncomfortable, best not asked, etc. In the small talk, which is usually superficial and casual as far as talking is concerned. Okay. So who would like to attempt the small talk? Shall we jump in and try to swim? Dipanjan, should we call out names?
Yeah, sure. Anyone else who wants to try? I think Neha wants to go ahead.
Yeah, Neha.
I want to have a small talk.
Yeah, sure. Anyone else who wants to do this exercise with Neha? Anyone who wants to volunteer?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yeah,
Who's
okay,
this?
okay. Savit.
Okay, Samit, yeah.
Yeah.
Samit and Neha. All right. So basically, you guys are colleagues. You're working for Dipanjan. Which company do they work for?
Yeah, let's take Wipro for now.
Okay, so both of you are working for Wipro. You joined recently, and you meet at a coffee machine. Okay, so both of you go to the pantry to get a cup of coffee, and that's where you meet. So now you have to engage in small talk for about 2 minutes. Savit and who's the other person?
Yeah, ma'am.
Neha.
Neha. Yeah, Savit and Neha. Yeah, go.
Ma'am, can you repeat that? I was I can't hear you. Your voice was unclear.
Okay, so basically, both Neha and Savit are employees at Wipro. They have
Yes, ma'am.
joined recently. They don't know anyone. And both of you have gone to a common pantry. Both of you are in different departments, and which department you can make that up. And you've gone through the pantry to get coffee. So that's where you guys meet. So now you have to make small talk with each other.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you
Start
just
me?
see each other's faces and then you need to talk. Yeah, please go ahead. Who wants to go first? Savit, will you go first or Neha?
Ma'am, I will go first.
Okay.
Yeah,
You are
start. Yeah.
okay, Neha. Okay, go
Hello.
ahead.
Hello. Hi, Neha.
Hi. I'm actually sorry. We are doing role play, right?
Yeah, we are playing a role. We are a colleague of a particular company.
Okay.
So, may I know about yourself, Neha?
I'm working. Oh shit. Sorry.
Sorry.
So I'm working at like with.
In which
Actually, you go
department you are?
first. I will just follow up. You go first.
Okay, all right. So, hi Neha, I am Savit, and ma'am, can I what about the name of the company?
Yeah, it's the
Wipro.
company is Wipro for both of you.
Wipro. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are colleagues and you guys have not met each other, so you don't even know each other's names,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, okay.
You're just bumping. So both of you come. You had like your things in your department, and now you guys are on a coffee break. So you come to the party. You know, one of those, we have those coffee vending machines over there. So you guys, taking a cup and things like that. And what coffee do you like, Neha?
Normal coffee.
Normal coffee. So she's getting herself a latte or cappuccino or something because that doesn't have normal coffee, right? That's
And
different.
normally I'm not such a big fan of coffee.
Okay, then what would you like to have?
Like normal water.
Okay, so you come to the
Like
pantry
I
for water.
avoid any beverages.
Okay, fine. So you come to the pantry for water, fair enough. And the other person, and like so forgetting names today. Savit, yeah.
Yes,
Savit,
ma'am.
you coming for coffee? Do you like coffee?
Yeah, ma'am, I like the coffee, and it's a butterscotch.
Butterscotch coffee, okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Wipro doesn't have butterscotch coffee. It has latte, it has cappuccino, it has espresso, and yeah, like that's it.
Okay.
Which one do you want? It's one of those vending machines.
It's a
like
latte.
you'll have a latte. Okay.
Yeah.
So Savit is coming for a latte. Neha is coming for a glass of water because her bottle is run out of water. She just finished it all. So then both of you come to the pantry. Now, like both of you don't even know each other's names. You're in different departments. So you guys got to decide which department you're a part of. Okay.
Hi.
Yes, yeah, Savit,
Okay.
you can initiate the small talk.
Hello, what's your name?
Hello, my name is Savit.
Oh,
And
which department you work on?
I'm in the Wipro company, and in the department name, actually, I don't know because I'm not very much familiar about the Wipro company. As a professionally, being a professional, I'm a staff nurse, so I'm not very much familiar with the Wipro company and all other departments.
No problem. One person could be in sales, one person could be in HR. So yeah,
Just
we can.
imagine something, Savit, and talk. You could be a staff nurse doing something creative in Wipro. Just make it up.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. So the thing is, you have to pretend that you're that person, and then you have to make up stuff, right? So you need to manufacture information that is not.
Okay.
Okay, how long you have been working on what was the company name? Sorry.
Wipro.
Wipro. Yeah. Actually, it's my first day, and I joined recently. My interview will be conducted after 2 or 3 days later. Yeah, 3 days ago.
It's good to hear. Probably, like sorry. Okay,
What's your
you
name?
continue the conversation.
May I know your name, please?
You guys are doing good. Continue.
Yeah, my name is Neha, and I work in sales department.
Okay. May I know a little bit more about it? What happens in the space department or what you worked over there?
Sales department. Actually, yeah, actually, I don't know about anything about sales department. Generally, so I will make up something.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you could talk about something outside of work, like.
Yeah.
No, you can go ahead and make up something on sales department. Go ahead.
We generally, okay, we consist of 6 or 7 people at the sales department, and we just promote the product which Wipro make. And how was your interview?
My interview was good, and actually I'm in the HR department.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So recently, it's my first day. It's my first day, and
Basically, you are my boss. If
sorry.
it's basically, I'm a boss because I work in sales department. So if you are in HR, then you're basically my boss.
Yeah. No, actually, both of. When did you join? Actually,
It's in 2 years.
it's been 2 years. Oh, so long time.
Yeah.
Okay. So how was the environment, and how did you feel like about your colleagues and about your experience?
Like I'm glad about the colleagues because I found some very good colleagues
Mm-hmm.
because which are like very helpful. Firstly, when I came, they were very. I was new, so I didn't work anywhere. So they helped
Okay.
me a lot during my internship phase.
Mm-hmm. You joined as a fresher over here, or
Yeah,
you
I
worked?
joined as an intern, as a fresher. First 6 months, I took some classes kind of thing.
Okay, okay. That's great.
Okay, that's thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coffee time is over. Go, we gotta go get back to work. Okay,
Yeah,
but
thank you so much, ma'am.
but I mean, this is a perfect example of how you start with small talk. Like it was just like, "Hi, how are you? You know, what's your name? Where, which department, whatnot." And then suddenly
Mm-hmm.
you realize, like Savit realized that she can get some information about how one of the candidates is doing in the organization, and then she kind of changes the conversation to get more information from the candidate,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it led to something concrete. Had they not said hi to each other, this conversation would have never happened. Then he goes back to HR department, and then what happens the next day is they say that the sales department is not happy and the environment is not good. And then what happens is somebody's like, hey, wait a minute, I was having this conversation with somebody at coffee and they had some different things to say, So let's say you can do it further, see what we can do. So in the second day, she added some value to the organization, right?
Ma'am, your voice is a little bit disconnecting, like,
Is it breaking?
yeah, it's breaking. Not very much clear.
Okay. Maybe you can catch up the video later on. But what I'm saying
Yeah.
is that the conversation started with small talk and then it went into something else which is work related, right?
Okay.
Thank you both so much for
Thank you so
doing
much,
this.
ma'am.
Yeah, thank you for coming on and then taking this courage to talk. Very, very proud of you. Anyone else wants to try?
Okay, ma'am. I would like to try.
Asif would like to try. Okay, Asif is one person. Who wants to make small talk with Asif? For me, the topic is we are doing role play for small talk. Would you want to participate?
You can just raise your hand or just unmute yourself. Anyone can give it a shot. Even if your English is not great, it's completely fine. You can practice here. Paulami, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Pawan.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Hello.
so we'll give you both a context. Okay.
Mhm.
Dipanjan, which company?
Yeah, this time they're working in say Axis Bank.
Okay, they're
Axis Bank.
working in
Okay.
Yeah.
they're working in Axis Bank, both of you. And which department, Dipanjan?
Yeah, so let's say one person is working as a cashier, the other person is working as a accountant.
Okay, Asif, are you a cashier or an accountant?
Accountant. Okay, I don't have even the ABC knowledge of
That's
ABCs
okay.
of accountant. Yeah, I would prefer to be a cashier.
Cashier. Okay. Follow me. Will you be an accountant?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, you'll be an accountant. Okay. So basically, what happens is this is a weekend trip organized by your workplace to which hotel, Dipanjan?
Okay, it's a kind of what that has been organized by our department. What is
Yes,
what
it's
is
a
the occasion, ma'am?
seminar. It's
Yeah.
a seminar, not an
Okay.
outing. Let's make it a seminar.
Yeah.
So you have gone to. Can you give me a 5-star hotel?
Yeah. Let's
Okay.
take Radisson Blue.
Okay, Radisson
Okay.
Blue. So both of you have gone to Radisson Blue to attend a seminar on upgrading your skills and new changes that are going to come into the company, which affects everyone. Okay. So what happens is you have a lunch break and you guys are having lunch at the seminar and then you happen to bump into each other and then while you're eating. Okay. So then you have to make small talk till you finish your lunch.
Okay.
Right? So
Okay.
it's a buffet type system. You don't have these big seminars that happen in the hotel. You have a buffet, you have to help yourself in the plate and you're standing around eating while you're talking to others. Right? And that's so that's what's going on. So Palmi and Asif,
Yes.
small talk. Who would like to go first?
Yes. Ma'am, I don't. Yeah, I don't know what actually buffet is.
Buffet is when they put the food on the table and you take a plate and then you help yourself to whatever you want to eat.
Okay.
So you
Okay.
put it on your plate and then you eat.
This action is called a buffet or whatever is has been served by the
Yeah,
host to.
buffet means it's set on the side on the table. That's a buffet. That whole
Okay.
thing is called buffet. Yeah.
So we have come to the place or the table to bring the food for us. Take the food for.
Yeah, so you've taken the food and you're standing to eat, and then you're standing
Okay. Okay.
near to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, then you talk because you're just
Okay.
standing there and having
I
food and you're
yes. Okay. Okay.
For me, clear? Any questions?
Yes, ma'am, I clear.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Asif,
Okay.
you can start the small talk. Follow me, you can
Yeah.
respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Hi, Palum. Sorry. Hello. Hi. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. It has been long time. We are
Okay.
meeting.
Okay. I guess
I
we are meeting for the first time.
have,
As
So
as
Palmi, he
told
doesn't
to
remember.
yeah.
Palmi, he
As
doesn't remember you. Okay, you remember him. He doesn't remember you.
okay, okay.
Okay.
okay. Okay. Okay. Yes.
Go ahead, Palmi.
So I guess I haven't seen you ever before. I'm sorry to say, but there could be some fading memories about you, and that could be just because I have met you after a long time. So I would like to apologize for the same, for my poor memories. So would you like to please give me a brief introduction or get me remembered
Uh,
who actually you are? I'm
yeah,
sorry to say.
yeah, I remembered you, but you forgot me. Uh, and
Okay,
how
that's my. How
uh,
could I forget
mm,
you?
and how your working going on?
Yeah, everything is going pretty in a good way and direction. So you tell, okay, please. Again, I want to apologize. Please let me acknowledge you or a little bit, provide me a little bit information about so that I can remember when for the first time we met.
Okay. Yeah, you know that my name is Poulumi and I am working as a accountant. Which bank?
Axis
Eh,
Bank.
Axis Bank. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay, let me guess. Uh, yes, yes, yes. Now I remember. Yeah. I got to the place for some for getting some issues of one of my friend resolved to you. So during the time I got the chance to meet you, and I wanna tell you that recently I have joined the same bank as a cashier, and
Mhm.
yeah, being a fresher, I have been provided
And how?
training. I had to go through a training period for almost 3 months, and still I feel a lot of problems while dealing with the customers and doing the chores, the duty or what I have been asked to perform.
And
So
how?
tell me how your work is going on.
Yeah, my working is going on. It's too good.
Okay.
There is no problem. And how long have you been working in Axis Bank?
It's been only I guess 5 months. 5 months because I told you three months I had to spend while being in my training period, and the rest over whichever since then it's been only around 5 months. So hello, is there
Yeah,
anybody else? Okay, okay.
okay.
There was a guy in the background. Okay, let that go. Whoever he may be. Okay.
Yeah, and how many days did your training uh, go on?
My training was like, what do you want to ask about my training? Hello.
Yeah, what did you say?
I'm asking like you put up a question about my training period that I could not
Yeah.
understand because of poor voice.
Okay, yeah. And what is the duration of training period?
Yeah, it was a 3 months period. And why did you join Axis Bank as an accountant? There could have been many other institutions and I forgot because it's been quite a long time since we met again. So, what about your education qualification? Did you join the Axis Bank after completion of CA or like some BCom program added with some type of like a diploma or certification course in accountancy?
Yeah, I have a certification course, another certification course in accounting.
Okay, after completion of BCom.
Yeah, I'm assistant. I'm assistant.
Okay, okay, okay. You are an assistant. So, my question was, why would you like? Why did you join only the Axis Bank? While there could have been many institutions to
Yeah,
join.
I know that, but Axis Bank provides lots of opportunity. I mean,
Mhm.
of mm,
Okay, yeah, yeah. I do also know because being the part of same bank, I know that people get attracted to join this bank because of having so much of the incentives when the targets are targets are met, and uh, performance bonus as well is provided to the employees.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a very lucrative thing to join this organization.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying to do the work.
Okay, okay. And have you are you also trying working on your improving your language skills, particularly the English language? I'm not talking about any regional. Hello.
Yeah, I want to increase my language. I can.
So what type of like things you are employing, or which type of methods you are trying to improve your language skills? Because everybody wants to level up their grades or their designation. So this time only language is the remaining option before us that can help us to upgrade or to get promoted to some higher level. So what type of things you are doing?
Yeah, I know the English language, but I want to
Hmm.
my English language. That's why I am joining.
All
Oh,
right. So thank you very much. Let's stop this conversation here. Thank you, Asif. Thank you, Palmi. How
Thank
did
you.
you
okay,
guys?
thank you.
How did you feel, Palmi, during the small talk?
Yeah, I'm very good.
Very good.
I gain confidence.
Gain confidence. Okay. Asif,
Yeah.
you? How do you
Thank you,
feel?
ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am,
Small talk.
same feelings I'm having because I did not join the first conversation because I was feeling like very scared.
Yeah.
But later on, as I got through that fear, so just uh, just having seen how the plays or tasks are being played. So I got a bit comfortable to join.
What are your weekend plans, Dipanjan? What's up for Saturday and Sunday?
Nothing. I think I will be going out for a movie tomorrow. That's one second.
Wow. Which movie?
Yeah, I think I've planned for if it's imagine if it's an animated movie.
Oh,
So I'm gonna go for that. What about you? What are you planning to do?
you like animated movies?
Yeah, I mean I do. It's fun. I mean, as long as it's comedy and it's lighthearted, it's good.
I'm planning to catch up on my sleep tomorrow.
Nice, nice. We'll have then Sunday. We'll have another session. So
Another session, are we coming on to like conduct an English class on Sunday?
no. It's a different session. I think it's on interviews again to crack an
On
interview
Sunday?
yeah, on a Sunday. Let's see. I mean, we are trying to do an experiment and see how many people come for it.
I
So
see.
yeah,
So you'll be
so
working this Sunday.
correct. Yeah.
So the weekend kind of gets encroached into every now and then, does it?
Yes, it does. I mean, hopefully this doesn't become a cadence, but yeah, this Sunday I am.
Okay. Got it. So this is another example of a small talk to wind up. So we got to know Dipanjan earlier, and this is like, how's your weekend going? Okay, so we exchange ideas, and Dipanjan, have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your movie,
Yeah,
and
you too.
all the best with your events.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's a small talk is usually like a feel good factor. It just makes people feel nice about what they're doing. People tend to filter out information. We don't really ask intrusive questions and things like that. Okay, so this is another example of because I did this little exercise with Dipanjan again because when we did these two role plays, we primarily focused on work. We talked about which department we are, what work you have done, etc., etc. That needn't be your small talk. It can be about something outside of that, but please ensure that it doesn't get personal. So, it's like, oh, you like movies, or what kind of movies do you like? Or do you like animated movies? He said yes. Oh, okay, that's nice. If you want to say something that, so if I like them too, I can say, oh, I love those too. Like I got this movie last weekend, did you catch that? And that could be a conversation, right? Or you can say, animation is not my thing, unfortunately, I don't follow animated movies. And the person can go, ah. So it depends on how you want to take the conversation. Usually agreement and, showing interest in the same thing makes a conversation go more. If you don't, then it kind of tends to die down, right? All right, so that was the class on making small talk at workplace. Keep it polite, keep it general. Do not ask personal questions. If you see a person see a person getting uncomfortable, you're like, how many members you have in your family? And they're like, maybe not the best question to ask, right? So don't push it, right? Like, so in different cultures, some questions are okay to ask, some cultures don't really appreciate it, in the first go. So just look out for person's reaction to you, right? If they are like volunteering information they want to share, go ahead. If they are like, maybe not, they're hesitating to answer, like don't ask once. If they're not like very prompt in answering, just change the topic and talk about something else. That's really like a good thing to go, a good strategy to do in small talk. Right? So how many of you are going to try small talk at work on Monday? Unless you're working tomorrow or working on Sunday like Dipanjan.
Yeah, I think Prerna is going to do that. Yeah.
Anyone else? All right, that's about it from my side, Dipanjan. We can go into Q&A.
Yeah.
So before I pass on to the Q&A session, I want to share that we have some resources available. These sessions will be available as videos on YouTube as well as my page. I'll be loading them slowly. And if you want to know what your English level is, which is very important, if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. So basically, if you're a beginner, ideally a good idea is to have a script and then you follow that script. It's a little mechanical, but at least it'll get you talking. If you're an intermediate, practice, do these role plays more so that you get an idea of what are the various topics you can cover. It's a good idea to be planned and then tried out in those situations. And if you're an advanced learner, try and wing it and see what happens. It's an adventure for you. So we will give all these links to you. If you want to navigate your English learning language, there is, I have a ebook that you could buy. That's just for learners who want to know how to learn English on their own. So we don't focus so much on what, but how, because we focus on what as well, but we also focus on how, because I want my students to be able to be independent learners of English. So sometimes when we read advanced English, we can, language improvement is continuous. There's no thing that, okay, we've reached and, that's it, we were right. That never happens in language learning. It's continuous learning and improvement. There's always something more to discover. And that's what makes language learning totally amazing, right? And our cultures are changing, the way we work changes. Like 50 years ago, we were so formal, we didn't talk to each other, there was very strict hierarchy. You address people by designation and things like that. Now we have flat structure, we look at something more informal, more friendly, things like that. So the culture is changing as well. So, small talk becomes that much more important in a culture like that. So please keep improving. There's no end to it, and that's where this ebook will kind of get you started. It's not an end point; it's a starting point to get you some perspective in terms of where you are and how to navigate it. So that's it from my side. I'm here to answer questions. So now I will post the link shortly.
Yeah. Like I have added some resources here in the chat. Like you can follow Trishna's community on Apna. You will find links to the resources that you mentioned regarding the ebook as well, regarding the website as well. So you can check it out from there. Yeah, I mean, we'll move on to the questions first. We'll take those and then we can kind of circle back to this. Is there anyone who wants to ask a question? Koi sawal koi puchna chahega? Any question that anyone has?
Sir, I want to ask, what is the purpose of these type of classes? Are these gonna remain for longer time, or these are only for some type of promotional work?
Okay. So I think I should address this. So we are doing these sessions not only on English but on other subjects as well. For English, we are doing it particularly on Friday, and these sessions will
Only
continue.
Friday.
Yeah, these sessions will continue at least for some time in the future. We will also have options for you to sign up for these classes individually if you want to do. We'll have these features introduced in this
Okay,
community
then
section
we'll
itself.
then okay. Then we will have to see the subscription or
Correct.
pay some charges.
Correct. Yeah. But for now, these sessions
Can I-
are, yeah.
I want to ask how much funding or how much money one can have or can pay to join such type of classes.
We haven't
What could be the
finalized.
minimum charges?
Yeah, we haven't finalized that yet. So once we do, we will inform you. You can come to the next few sessions. These sessions will be free, so you can come for these sessions. We'll keep updating you about what's happening, and you can follow the community for updates there itself. So we'll let you know what kind of features we'll include, what kind of services will be there, what subscriptions you can take. So all these details will be cleared in the upcoming sessions and also on the community.
So one more question I do have, and that is the guys who join this course will get the opportunity to join some companies also on behalf of one's language or communication skills.
So these
placement
sessions
services as well.
So these sessions are not related to job placements. It's only on how you can improve your own skill set. That's why we are having these sessions for free. We don't have any guaranteed placement opportunity here. That's not what we're doing it for. It's purely and purely for you to practice, improve your skill set, and go ahead with that. Yeah.
So
Okay.
basically,
Yeah. So please, Trishna.
English, so basically English, as you know, is a required language if you want to, get into an MNC, for example. If you want to grow in your career, it's a language, it's a communication skill, it's a language skill, and it's become a common language in which people at a global level are coming to talking, right? So it's a good skill to have so that you can communicate and improve. Yeah, next person.
Yeah, anyone else who wants to ask a question, something that you have doubts regarding your spoken English, something that you need help with? किसी और को कुछ सवाल पूछना है? You can unmute yourself and ask the question. Ashwini, do you have any questions? You've been coming for a lot of these sessions, correct? Is this like your third or fourth session, right, Ashwini?
Yes, this is my fourth session.
Okay, perfect, perfect. All right. Do fill out the feedback form. Do share your thoughts. Let us know how you want us to take this forward. If there's any suggestions that you have for us.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we have one question from Prerna. Is that she gets scared while speaking in English and how to overcome that?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
What makes you scared, Prerna? Like you get scared in general, or is there specific instances that cause you that?
Prerna, you can unmute yourself. General and in interviews too.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
That this question asking by Prerna, it is the common question, ma'am. This problem I also face while I going to the interview.
So it depends on your level. It's very common for beginners and intermediate level speakers to feel fear because fear comes, like my understanding, I may be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Like I've seen a lot of people feel scared because they feel judged. Like, what if I make a mistake? Then I will not get the job. If I don't get the job, then there is no income. That means that I'm not good enough and I'm not worthy and things like that, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am. While going to the interview, there are lots of thought can coming in my mind. That's I if I don't
Yeah.
got
So
the job, or while I'm going to the interview, I can I if I can't conversate with the interviewers.
what will happen if you can't talk to them?
Ma'am,
What will happen if you can't talk to them?
I can I can start I can start talking with them, but while after after some questions, I can stuck what I can stuck and little bit confused, which means my mind can't thought about which word or can use while talking that or answering.
Understood. So if this happens in an interview, what is the result of that that makes you scared? Like, what is it that you're avoiding?
Sorry, ma'am.
No, so say you go to an interview, okay,
Yeah.
and then after 2, 3 sentences you freeze. You cannot speak. Then
Yes,
what
yes.
happens? Then what happens? What will the interviewer do?
Sometimes no, in the 1 to 2 interview uh, they can uh, they can sorry.
No problem.
Okay, they will stop the interview and they can tell that you can go. And in one interview, it will be HR. HR can comfortable me and asking some questions. That only one interview I can freely talk with them, and lots of and in the lots of interview I can face that same problem. If I can stuck or I cannot answer the interviewer's questions, they can 1 to 2 minutes they can if we can't answer, they can tell that okay, you are can go. We can call if you are chooser.
So, correct. So you are getting scared that if you don't speak well, they will ask you to leave and not
Yes,
give
yes,
you the
yes,
job. That's
yes,
the
yes.
fear. So,
Because
but listen, okay, please don't interrupt. Let me finish.
okay,
So basically, these are two scenarios. Okay, it's very interesting. So if you start thinking, so say you fumble and you're not able to talk properly, then you start thinking somewhere in your mind that, oh my God, I'm fumbling. What if the interviewer, judges me and then, stops this interview, throws me out and I don't get this job? Oh my God,
yes, yes,
right? And that fear that is coming from that, oh my God, is making you speak worse and worse. Correct?
yes,
But say you're speaking the same broken English with an interviewer who's making you comfortable. They're like, hey, don't mind. I mean, your ideas are really good. It's really okay. If your English is not that great, we'd like to really hear from you. Do your best. And, they patiently sit with you. What happens then is that even with your broken English, you're able to communicate your ideas and your thoughts. And you are able to connect with that interviewer at that time. You feel fear?
yes.
In the second situation, do you feel any fear?
No, ma'am. If
You
then HR was comfort me, then I'm not that so much scared situation.
Yeah. So basically the point is that fear is coming from that, that somebody will judge us and then the interview will not go as we wanted it to go.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Is that making sense? I'm not able to speak the way I wanted to speak. The interview will not go the way I wanted to go. Of course, I want to be the most excellent speaker in the whole world in English, and I want the interviewer to be impressed, and I want them to give me a job. I want that to happen, right? And God forbid I fumble. God forbid they are not impressed. God forbid they don't give my job. Oh my God. Right?
Yes,
So basically, it's like we're imagining a worse situation and then we're trying to do everything to avoid that situation. Correct? Like then you start watching, am I saying my English correctly? Is my pronunciation okay? Is my grammar okay? In the second situation, you're not thinking all this. In your first situation, you start thinking all this. How are they perceiving me? Am I speaking correctly? You start feeling conscious of yourself and your body and how you're speaking, right? All this happens. So your brain starts getting occupied with all these, different things, and then again you're not able to focus on what you're saying, and when you are not able to focus on what you're saying, not what you're saying, all these thoughts get even more reinforced. Correct?
yes,
So the thing is, the secret to this is to be accept the fact that your English is not that good. That doesn't mean it will never be that good. You are better than people who can't speak at all, right? You are able to communicate in English.
yes,
Correct, Ashwini?
yes, ma'am.
We have been talking for ages, right? Last session, this session, so many conversations we've had. And you're doing all that in English, correct?
Okay,
Isn't it?
yes,
So your English, you have enough English to communicate. Okay. Do
okay.
you use English correctly? No. Are you an effective user of English? Yes. Are you using English in a beautiful way, in a correct way? No. Is that something that you can do in the future? Yes, you can. Correct?
Yes,
Right? So you'll have to practice and learn and grow with it, and then eventually one day you will get there where you'll be fluent with it. That's
okay, okay.
possible. That's possible, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if you have broken English today, okay, and the interview that you go to in a job, obviously you're not going to apply to a job which requires you to have English communication skills.
Okay.
Correct, no?
Yes,
You will, because you're confident, so you're going to go there and tell the interviewer, look, my English is not good. If you're going to give me an opportunity to, get this role, I have to speak in English. I need some time to improve my English. Are you okay with that or not?
Sorry, ma'am. I'm little bit can't understand your question.
No, what I'm saying is, if you know your English is not like what the interviewer requires it to be,
Yes.
okay, you can't you can't pretend that your English is better than what it is, because at some point you're going to show.
Yes.
Okay, so what is the best policy? Be honest. My English is, this is my level of English. I am working on improving it. I will get there one day. I hope you can give me time. Correct?
Yes.
You also tell the interviewer that what you did with me just now. You were like, I didn't understand the question. Can you explain it to me? That's another thing you can do. Another thing you can do is say, look, I can better answer this question in my first language and not in English. Can I do that with you? Right? So
Yes.
what you're doing is you're actually breaking down the issue into specific challenges, and then you've already found a solution to those challenges. So my English is not good, but tomorrow I'm going to learn and I'm going to get better someday. So I have a solution for that problem, right? I have a solution for the fact that they require an English speaking person. My English is not that good, but I'm going to improve, and the company is willing to give me a chance.
Okay.
Right? If the company is not willing to give me a chance, that means you're not qualified, and it's better to just accept that and apply for something for which you are qualified.
Yes.
Correct? No, it's basic, uh, approach.
Yes.
Right? So when you work around all of this, you think you will feel scared when you're sitting in an interview?
If I can work these all of things,
Yeah.
I can be. I can.
You can manage, right?
Yes. Yes. I can manage, and some little bit my confidence can level up.
Correct. So basically, fear is nothing but we are setting some expectations both from ourselves and other people,
Yes.
which may not be real. And then when these are not real, then we don't have a proper solution to these things. And when we don't have a proper solution to these things, then we don't know what to do about it. And when we feel not capable, that's when we experience anxiety and fear.
Yes.
Is it making sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what I said?
Yes, ma'am. I can totally understand what you said.
Yeah, this is a typical problem of everybody who's an English speaking learner, because everybody who's at the beginner stage thinks that they should be speaking advanced level English in one day. Is that realistic?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that realistic?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that realistic? Can you do that? Can you English suddenly in one day
No,
become
ma'am,
like
that's not possible.
Oh, no.
correct? Correct. So you need to
That's
we need to accept that it's not possible, that we will get there one day, maybe after a year, 2 years.
yes, yes.
And then we deal with what we have right now. Just not knowing English doesn't mean you don't know how to do your work. You may know how to do your work, right? You may not be able to do, you can manage in English, but you may not be a person who can do public speaking and admire, inspire the whole nation like Nelson Mandela. Maybe you can't do that. Is it making sense?
Yes, ma'am. Your voice is not clear, so I can't little bit.
Yeah. Dipanjan, is my voice clear?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think without a headphone, it might be an issue.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Prerna, did this answer your question?
Yes, ma'am. I can
You
got.
can understand it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. I can understand my problem, and in which in which problem I want to solve my problem, so I can understand totally.
Yeah. So the thing is, if your English is not like you have to, so Prerna, this is an additional input for you. Is first get an understanding of where your English level is, right? Like whether it's you at beginner, intermediate, or advanced, and then start working on improving your English according to where you stand. Improving English, there is it's like absolutely possible if somebody's putting in the work on a daily basis. Like spend half an hour, 1 hour every day consistently for 2, 3 years, and you see a dramatic improvement with your language. It can be done. Okay. So invest time in that, number one, and also have realistic expectations from yourself and the other people. The moment you are that, automatically you see that your fears and anxieties are much, much lesser. Or if it is there also, you'll find yourself being able to handle it. And that's slowly, as you keep doing that, you start with broken English, one day your English become good. But what will happen with that also is slowly you'll build confidence. Just as you did in this class in 1 hour. Like many of them will not speak and they have spoken here. You're going back saying, hey, I can speak. So public forum is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Dipanjan, last question. Any?
Is there any other question that we have? Let me just check. After speaking a few sentences, I can't continue. I think this is something that we've already addressed, right?
Yeah, we have this.
Yeah, yeah. So it's the same problem.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Who's this?
Insha.
Ma'am,
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
actually I have an issue.
Uh-huh.
I can think in English, but I got stuck while speaking. I have lost my words when I try to speak in English properly.
Yeah,
I
so
got
that's
stuck.
understood. That is basically like speaking is like you need to build your muscle memory, literally, or a motor, right? So basically, your nerve and your muscles have to coordinate to produce those words. So you need to literally practice. So one way typically is to have conversations with as many people as possible. Another thing that you can do practice is it's an exercise I do with my students. So you go to YouTube, okay. First you find
Okay.
out your English level, like whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. Where is your
I
English
think
level?
I am a beginner.
I think you're intermediate. Maybe level 1, level 2, you need to clarify. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. If you can understand how much I've spoken, which I know you have, given the question you're asking, it's definitely not a beginner. Okay. Maybe at intermediate level 1 or level 2, is something that you need to clarify your learning level. Okay. So
Okay.
you can go to YouTube and you get these stories of your level, so that like the story should be something that you enjoy reading. It should not be too kiddish. Also, it's something that you should understand and relate and be able to enjoy. Okay. So you have these
Okay.
you have these stories which will be read out to you, and they're also written on the screen. Okay. And what you do
Yes,
with
ma'am.
that is you listen to it once for the story, you listen to it the second time for the pronunciation and how the words are spoken. And third time you read it out loud. Okay.
Okay. Okay,
And
ma'am.
read out loud, you can do 2 times if you want, max. Okay. Spend like pick videos 10 minutes long, or you can take a longer video, like 40-minute video, and do 10 minutes at a time. That take half an hour of your time to finish the entire process. Automatically, when you're reading out loud, you're saying those words with your mouth. Okay. That will help
Oh,
improve your muscle memory of those words. So when you have to use them in the conversation, it won't be so difficult for your mouth to form those words. Right? That's another way to do it.
okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay,
Try
thank
that
you
and
so
let me
much,
know.
ma'am.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah, all right. I think with that, we've come to the end of the questions. Let me just quickly, yeah, second. Yeah. All right. So towards the conclusion, I'll just reiterate a couple of things. We have the recordings available on our website. I've attached a link there. I've also shared the feedback form, so please do let us know your thoughts. We've attached links to our communities, Trishna's and Learn English community on the chat, so you can get updated about the upcoming sessions that are coming in, and you can also check out the resources that we mentioned, which is the website to check your level and also the ebook that you can refer to. You can let us know from the form itself if you are looking for something specific in the upcoming sessions. And yeah, we will definitely make sure to invite you for the future sessions as well and ensure that you do not miss out on anything else. Trishna, if you want to say anything as a parting words.
Yes, thank you so much,
Yeah.
Bhatia and Apna, for making this possible, and thank you all for being here.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much then, and have a very, very good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, Trishna, for your time once again. Yeah.
Thank you. Happy weekend. Bye.
Happy weekend. Have a nice day. Bye. Bye.